You're not audible enough. Can you?
Okay. Oh, but no, David, is it fine?
A little bit, and there's some kind of background noise from your environment. I don't know.
Come, just give me a moment. Try to move away. Is it better this way?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Please, is there a way we can know the number of job seekers on this call so I will know if we can continue whether we have enough people or not?
Number of what?
Sorry?
The number of what?
The number of job seekers currently on the call.
Okay. You can ask them to drop a chat on the chat box if they are job seekers. So if you're a job seeker on the call, you can just drop a comment on the chat box.
Everyone, can we see my screen, please? Hello, please, if you can see my screen, just a thumbs up is fine. Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry for this connectivity issues. A lot of people have problem trying to join this call. I am receiving quite a number of messages from people that it's difficult for them to join because of the connectivity issues that we have currently. But we are trying to see how we can resolve this as soon as possible. Please bear with us. Thank you very much. All right, everyone. Let's get started. Sorry for the apologies for the delays. Anyone that's trying to join can still join us halfway or midway, and I don't think they should have any issue covering up whatever it is they are good news. So once again, good evening, everyone. I hope we're all excited for this virtual job fair, as I am also excited. On this information session, we would highlight you and would let you have an understanding of what you would gain from this virtual job fair, what is expected of you as a job seeker, and also what is expected of you as an employer. So this information session will basically answer all and every question that you have for this job fair. And the presenters, speakers we have for this event are Spencer Campbell, Elo Akaka, and Oluwasegun Mustafa. Unfortunately, it has been difficult for a lot to join this call, but we have Spencer Campbell and Oluwasegun Mustafa online. My name is Oluwasegun Mustafa, and I am an HR generalist and the team lead for the virtual HR assistant for this project. And I will be handling a lot of parts pending while she's trying to join the call, and Spencer will be handling his own part. Before we go into the information session itself, I just want to lay down some ground rules or some basic rules. All mics will be on mute, and if you have any question or contribution, you can easily drop that in the comment section and we'll get to that. It's just for the audience for this call. And if there's any reaction you need from you, just a thumbs up is fine. So basically, those are the regulations or the rules for this call. Now, moving on. For the first stage, these are the presenters, Oluwasegun Mustafa. Oluwasegun Mustafa is the HR generalist at Shalina Healthcare, and like I said, the head virtual HR assistant for this project. We have Elo Akaka. She is the founder and the convener for Project Get Up Empowering Careers. And also we have our distinguished guest, Spencer Campbell, who is a global talent acquisition expert, founder and talent agent at Spencer Campbell Talent Agency. Now, like I said, I would like to welcome all Project Get the Job members that are on this call, job seekers and the organizations. This would not be possible if you guys have not pitched in, and really want to say thank you very much for that. And I hope we're all excited for what this virtual job fair has to offer each and every one of us. I mean, the benefits are limitless. Networking, you get a job, and for the employers, you would have an unlimited data bank of CVs for you to pick from for any role that you are looking to pick. And the major purpose of this virtual job fair is to bridge the gap between job seekers and potential employers. And I believe some of us have attended before. Job seekers go to this job fair, to the organizations to pitch themselves, submit their CVs. But for this job fair, it's a different ballgame entirely. For this, the organizations would be the one pitching themselves to the job seekers. So the job seekers have to sit down, listen, and if they are interested in this organization, they'll be able to pick them up directly. And those are some of the benefits that you'll be enjoying from this virtual job fair. The next session is supposed to be for a law, but unfortunately, she is currently.
Hi, Shelly. I'm here.
Oh, hello, welcome, finally. Welcome.
Yes,
nice
thank you.
So I'll be handing over the part to you so you'll be able to do that yourself. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. You can you're sharing your screen, so we could use your screen. Kindly scroll to the next slide.
Hi, hello, are you there?
Yes, please scroll to the next slide.
I am.
It doesn't come up from my end, unfortunately.
Is it just hello, or can we see my screen, please?
I can see your screen, but still the previous slide.
Is it changing
I think
now?
it's my next one. Yes, it has. Go to the next slide, please.
Hello, can you see?
Yes, thank you. Okay, good evening, everyone. And I'm so sorry for these hitches. Unfortunately, the network has been bad. We've tried all network, at least from my end. It has been bad, but we'll go on all the same. So, like Shego had said, the essence of this job fair is to ensure that we bridge the gap between hiring teams and job seekers, and ensure that job seekers get the kind of jobs they would want, and hiring teams equally get their ideal candidates through this job fair. So we're not saying you should do away with what you know or all the systems you've been using, while saying you should leverage this job fair as job seekers to have a wider audience, a wider reach. If you are looking at reaching out to recruiters, this is an avenue for you to have more presence, to reach out to more recruiters, more decision makers when it comes to the job seeking angle. And for hiring teams as well, we are saying leverage this fair to get your ideal candidates. And the fact that it's a virtual job fair means that you have a wide range of candidate pool. Now, I'll breaking down first for job seekers what we are offering. So for job seekers, the Empowering Careers job fair is looking at presenting top talents. We've gotten a lot of applications from you, job seekers, and we're looking at pushing your resumes, pushing your portfolios to as many hiring teams that have partnered with us. We're looking at pushing as many of you who would scale through all of our processes would get to that point at some point, and what the processes would entail. So for job seekers, we are looking at ensuring that you have access to network with top recruiters from around the world. And with this, you have the opportunity to sell yourself. We're saying the job fair is like a marketplace. So you have the opportunity to sell yourself as a top talent to attract the kind of employers you are looking out for. And for those of us who resumes, our portfolios would also take you through a psychometric testing process. Those who come tops, we are saying, okay, through this process, you have the opportunity of being in this marketplace. Only we are going to go a step further to ensure that we send your profiles to these companies and ensure that we push the buttons here and there to get you hired. So basically, that is what the fair is going to look like for job seekers. Shek, can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, so for employers, what we are looking at is to ensure that you have access to top talent. And as a recruiter, I know how difficult it could get to get your ideal candidates. All of the sourcing, interviewing, screening, and hiring and all of that. So we are going to be taking all of this stress or some of it from you. The fact is that we are going to be screening resumes. So it is only those resumes that we believe are good enough, our team believes is good enough, that we're going to be moving ahead. to the next stage. So we are going to be screening resumes, LinkedIn profiles, portfolios to see that these persons we want to push these buttons for are even good enough, and we're proud to say, okay, these persons are good enough, and we are sure they can do a good job. Now, for candidates who would have screened their resumes and they are good enough, we'll move them to the next stage, which is, for us, it's going to be the psychometric testing stage. So we are partnering with a psychometric testing company, and we'll set psychometric test, pre-employment test for everyone who passes through the resume screening stage, who has pulled through the resume screening stage, is going to be taking that psychometric test to show that they are good enough. Now, it will interest you to know that psychometric tests, pre-employment psychometric tests, are indicators to show whether or not a candidate is good, or to show whether or not when you employ such a candidate, they'll be top performance. Now, studies have shown that candidates who pass pre-employment psychometric tests very well are very likely to do very well on the job. So that's what we are incorporating in this fair. And of course, the fair is not location restrictive. That's because it's a virtual fair. So of course, you have the opportunity to connect from anywhere in the world, and also showcase your employer brand. As an employer, we are giving you the opportunity to showcase your employer brand. So you, on the day of the fair, would have our employers, those who are going to be hiring from the fair, showcase their employer brand, speak about what you do as a business, as a company, what you do, how you do what you do, and generally your culture, your work culture, your ethics, your values. And of course, we believe that because we are having a large pool of job seekers, we would have candidates who would resonate with what you do. And it is easier to have people who have the passion to work in certain industries than just anybody. And we believe that through this platform, through this job fair, this is an opportunity to meet as many persons as you can as an employer. Of course, the job fair is going to be an opportunity for you to also connect with other employers. There's no boundary to learning. Everybody is still learning. Learning is growth. So it's going to be an opportunity for you as an employer, as a company, as a business owner, to also network with other businesses. And who knows what kind of collaborations that will be formed. And like I already said, we are going to be incorporating psychometric tests to ensure that we do not hire just by our thoughts, or so that we can eliminate hiring bias and ensure that the kind of candidates you get at the end of the day are candidates that are not just good enough, but they are going to be top performance. So basically that is it. So I'll just give you an idea of how the day of the fair is going to look like. Now, we are having this virtual job fair, Empowering Careers Virtual Job Fair, on the 1st and 2nd of May 2024. Basically, it's going to, like I already said, it's going to be a virtual fair, so it's not location restrictive. Everyone has the opportunity to join the fair. However, we are still receiving applications from job seekers as well as employers. But very specific about job seekers at this point. We're still receiving applications for job seekers. So as we receive applications, at some point, we'll start to screen resumes, we'll start to screen LinkedIn profiles, we'll start to screen portfolios to ensure that these persons are good. We will then move candidates who are good enough and we believe they have something tangible, a good portfolio to show their work. Maybe their LinkedIn profile shows their work. We then move these candidates to the next stage of the job fair process. For us, like I already said, it's going to be the psychometric test. Candidates who do well at the psychometric test and meet our cutoff, we are going to be communicating that when we get to that stage, what the cutoff is going to look like. Candidates who do very well pass the psychometric test, meet the cutoff, we will then have interviews with. It may be video interviews or it may be in-person interviews. We are yet to decide that. After the interviews, candidates who do very well, we would as well invite them to join the job fair. For now, we have a lounge, a virtual lounge on Telegram where all job seekers are. That means those who have taken the initiative to apply to join this job fair are there. But remember, I already said that we are going to be screening profiles, and that means candidates are going to go from stage to stage, and some persons may not be moved to the next stage due to how they perform. Now we are going to be having another launch. For that launch, we are going to be having our employers there. So for a candidate, that's your opportunity to showcase your work. You have a portfolio you want to share, you share in that launch. All of this is going to be happening before the job fair. On the day of the job fair, basically, this is how it's going to look like. Basically, what is going to happen is that we would have our employers showcase their employer brand, talk about what they do, how they do what they do, and a bit about compensation. It may not really not be, we're not looking at you talking about base salary. That is going to be what you would speak with these candidates after. But there are other things candidates are looking at for. Do you work fully remote? Do you work hybrid? Do you work strictly on site? So we are doing all of this to ensure that you only have candidates whose profiles resonate with you and vice versa. So then after candidates would have listened to employers pitch their companies, they will now make a pick. Let's say we have 3 companies who are looking to hire a virtual assistant, for example. If I am a job seeker and my profile has been sent, I've been invited to join the job fair, and I'm in this job fair, I would then make a pick. We'll send all of these requirements to job seekers before the fair. If I've listened to all 3 companies, A, B, and C, pitch their companies, maybe company C's profile resonates better with me, I will make my pick. And when we get these results from the back end, we will send your profiles to these companies. So basically, that is how it's going to look like. And of course, the companies who make their decision, they will go through all of our data to ensure that you are the kind of candidate they would love to hire. So basically, that's a rundown of what is in stock for job seekers as well as employers, and how, in a nutshell, how the job search process is going to look like, or job fair process rather is going to look like. Thank you. I would Hello, I think I went off for a bit. I don't know if Spencer still here. If you can hear me, you can go ahead.
Yeah,
please.
I can hear you now. Okay.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
great.
much.
Oh, my pleasure. Hello, everyone. Yeah, as been introduced, my name is Spencer Campbell. Can I just get in the chat a thumbs up from everybody who is still on the line, who is still with us? If you could just give me a thumbs up on the chat, just so I can see. Okay, fantastic. And I don't know, guys, if it's better if I leave my camera off or on. I think because the bandwidth is a bit low, I'm going to leave it off so that we can have a smooth connection. But if you can hear me loud and clear, just give me another thumbs up. Anybody who you can hear me clearly, I appreciate that as well. Okay, fantastic. Looks like it's coming through. All right, we're a little bit short of time because of the connection issues, so I'm going to be very brief in my introduction in my remarks. But my name is Spencer Campbell. I run a talent agency. That means I work with job seekers primarily, but also with employers to help great job seekers find the best opportunity that suits them. So that means helping people write their materials, their resume, their LinkedIn profile, coaching them on interviews, helping them negotiate a fair salary, and ultimately get hired for the right opportunity. I also work with employers to help them source and find top-tier talent for their vacancies. I'm originally from the US. I currently live in Europe, and I've done quite a bit of hiring in Africa, where I was based for about 10 years, 5 years in Ghana and West Africa, and then 5 years in East Africa, also in Rwanda. So just to get a sense, I see there are people here from Nigeria. Is there someone calling in from somewhere else in Africa? Could you unmute yourself maybe and tell me if you're calling in from somewhere else? Just want to get a sense of who's on the line, who is joining this call. Okay, no worries. Can someone unmute themselves, just one job seeker, and just tell me very briefly, 1 minute about your profile? Can I hear from one of the job seekers on the call? Just somebody who is brave enough to unmute themselves and share. I will cut you off after 1 minute for the purpose of time. But is there one job seeker which is brave enough to share their profile with me? It just helps me understand who I'm talking to today. And although I don't know actually if we have the capability to unmute the participants, is that possible? Do we have that technical capability for folks to unmute themselves, or it's not possible?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. Does somebody want to go? Can I get someone want to introduce themselves very briefly?
Okay, can I go ahead?
Please.
Okay, my name is Gift. I'm a job seeker. Basically, I am into content creation, social media management, and email marketing. So kind of that's my aspect of digital marketing. And I am gradually trying to go into web development and all that. But basically for now, I am into content creation, social media management, email marketing, and all that. So that's basically my portfolio for now. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you for being brief. Can I hear from one employer? Is there an employer on the line who wants to briefly pitch their company or the vacancy that they are trying to fill? Can I hear from any employer on the line?
Hello, my name is Shegun and I am representing Shalina Healthcare Nigeria Limited as an employer. We are a pharmaceuticals manufacturing industry. With our head office in Dubai, and we have branches all over the world. We currently manufacture for only the African market, and we are looking to get some project managers, product designers, and some technical staffs to fill the current vacancies in our organization. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And again, thank you for being brief. I really appreciate it. I think you guys maybe already see my very first point of feedback on how to succeed in one of these fairs, which is the value of brevity. If you are able to introduce yourself in 1 minute, as Gift did, or as I believe that was, apologies, I did not catch your name, Sigun or Chima, did for their company, that's going to be very valuable, okay? Being able to introduce yourself briefly, get straight into the heart of what you bring to the table, that is going to allow you to move through this fair very efficiently. We have a tendency to want to ramble, and if you can really practice beforehand what this very brief introduction could look like, you're going to have a much better time. Other key point I want to share with you is that the perspective that you should bring to this job fair is not necessarily one of selling your company or yourself as the job seeker. I think selling is fine. Everybody can have a hustle, but a more helpful framework for everyone to think about is matchmaking, okay? You want to find somebody who is very well matched to what you have to offer, okay? You are looking for a long-term relationship. That is, you want, if you're the employer, you want an employee who's going to be diligent, honest, who's going to stick with you a long time and do a lot of value for you. If you're the job seeker, you want a company which is going to pay you what you're worth. They're going to give you a positive culture, and you want somebody who's going to, stick around, right? So on both sides, we're looking for long-term relationships. We're not looking for something quick. Hope you get my meaning, right? So come into this job fair, and I would say anytime you're looking for a job, with that view of I need to find a match rather than I'm looking for, I don't want to overextend this metaphor, but if we think about the dating, how Americans, we love to date, right? You're looking for something a little bit longer term. You're looking for something that can go the distance. And that means a different point of view than if you're just looking for something short term, something now. You have pressure from your boss. We have to hire somebody right now. And as a job seeker, you need money, you need an income. I get that. But what I'm telling you is that taking a longer term view, thinking about what you really want, what's very important to you, that is going to serve you better. Okay. If you if you're a job seeker, you don't want to sign a contract with the wrong company. You really don't. Even if they're ready to pay you whatever tomorrow, you need to very carefully vet who you're getting into. Who are you forming a relationship with, right? And it's the same thing if you're the company. So for both sides, and I think it's helpful, honestly, that we have a call where we're all here together, because very often we have these two sides. They don't often interact in this way. We don't get to hear the perspective of employers when we're the job seekers, and we don't get to hear the perspective of the job seeker for the employer. But really, you guys both have the same motives. And when I'm coaching hiring managers or recruiters on how to find great talent, or I'm coaching job seekers on how to find the right opportunities, often it's a very similar conversation, although we're not used to thinking about it from the other side's perspective. And that's maybe the other big advice I can give you. So we talked about being brief. We talked about approaching this as finding a match. It's matchmaking rather than selling yourself. You're looking for someone you can get along with well. And so the final advice is, okay, how about do I do that, Spencer? That sounds all well and good. And I'm going to just take you through very briefly a few key ideas. So the number one thing would be, what are your must-haves? What are the things that are really essential in the job? So if you're the employer thinking about how you're advertising this, when you write your job descriptions, you might write 10 pages of things about this person you want to hire. You say they need to go to a top school, they need to, know this, know that, do this, do that. Your tendency is to create a wish list. And my advice to you is really cut that down to only 4 or 5 things, 4 or 5 must-have characteristics based on what you actually want this person to do. So don't say, I want to hire a woman between 30 and 35 who went to these schools. It's really not that helpful to think about it. What do you actually want this person to do in the first 90 days on the job, in the first 1 year on the job? What do you hope for them to accomplish for your business? Do they need to generate this much sales? They need to manage 5 projects. They need to, really think through what you're looking for and what would be the things that would allow somebody to do that job. Okay. So often we see employers come into these sort of things with many preconceived notions about, what it will take to do what you're looking for. And often those preconceived notions are wrong. Your best virtual assistant, your best project manager, they may not have that already on their CV. They may have been doing something, they may have been a completely different background before, but that doesn't mean they can't do your job. So be able to ask questions and engage with candidates in a way to assess whether they can actually do what you need them to do, rather than just looking at the job titles on their resume. Okay. So this requires you to do a little bit of work. You need to prepare your materials well. And I really like that Lo is incorporating testing into this, because as she mentioned, those can be very good indicators. Often you might find that someone scores very well for the jobs that you're offering, even if they come from a different industry or a different type of work in the past. So I'd encourage you to be open-minded. I've hired a lot of recruiters over the course of my career, and I can tell you, I have hired great recruiters who didn't come from the world of HR. There were engineers, there were people from healthcare, there were people from teachers, there were people from lawyers, all sectors, and ultimately they were able to learn on the job. They were able to succeed. And so define your must-have criterias, really zero in on what's most important. What are the things that are going to determine, can this person add value? Can they make a difference for my team in the first 90 days and the first 1 year on the job? Okay. So this would be the advice for the employers. Now for the job seekers, that whole previous conversation, a lot of this applies to you, but it's just from, a slightly different angle. So for you, you need to understand, what do you bring to the table? Okay, what are your strengths? What are you very good at? What are you ready to succeed in doing? What have you succeeded in doing in the past? And nobody is going to hire you because they're sympathetic, because you tell them, oh, I really need a job, my mom is sick, my sister needs school fees. Everybody has a need. You're going to be hired because they need you. Okay, they're going to hire you because they need you. So that means you need to come to this with your strengths forward. So often these are very hard for us to understand. I hire people for a living, and when I needed to go and get a job, I talked to a career coach, and I also talked to people who are close to me in my life and asked them, hey, what am I good at? What are my strengths? What should I be putting on this? Because so often these things are hidden from us. You may be really good at something and you don't know it. You don't appreciate that in the same way that maybe your old manager could see it, or an old professor, or a mentor, a teacher, an uncle. Who are the people that have really seen you at your best? What do they say you're good at? When recruiters approach you, if you're fortunate enough to have recruiters approaching you, what are they approaching you for? What are the kind of jobs they're trying to put in front of you? That's maybe your experience if you're later on in your career. that is the kind of feedback that's going to help you understand, hey, what do I bring to the table? How can I put that forward? So even Gift, our job seeker who spoke earlier, she talked a lot about this, what she could do in this content creation, creating content, digital marketing. This is great. These are things that an employer can understand and really value. Okay, so it's this is the other reason why it's so good to hear from people in your life, because they can see how you present outside of yourself. They can see how to frame your strengths in a way that someone can understand. Maybe you don't realize that you're a really good project manager, but your old boss who worked for you, actually, that was the thing he really appreciated it. There were a lot of things you had to juggle at the same time, and you did a great job of keeping everybody on track, keeping the team together. He'll have a very clear view of that, I promise, maybe more than you do in this moment. So really put your strengths forward. And if you're not sure what your strengths are, the best thing to do is ask people who know you best. Now, I told the employers to be open-minded, consider folks from a variety of backgrounds. I would also give the same advice to the job seekers. Okay. You may say, I only want to work for somebody who is, the big tech companies. I only want to work for the UN or a big corporate. I want to work for Google. I want to work for whoever, the government. I don't know what this means in your context, but you may have this idea of, the only contract I want to sign is with whoever. But most of the employers out there that are hiring, they're smaller companies. There may be a really great employer that you've never heard of. And just because you've never heard of them doesn't mean that they don't have a great job for you. Okay. Be mindful about who you're getting in a relationship in. Try to do your due diligence, but don't dismiss any opportunity just because of the title or the organization. Keep an open mind about where you might end up. And I would also say maybe considering different sectors, different sort of domains of work, all of that is going to be will help you sort of if you can come into this with an open mind and again an awareness of what's really important to you, that'll allow you to filter out those jobs and those companies that aren't a match according to what's really important. So maybe being remote is the most important thing. You really need a remote job because you can't you don't have time to do the commute. You've got to take care of a kid at home, something like that. Fine. So that means you're not going to compromise on that. Be prepared to compromise on the things that are less important to you. There's no perfect match, right? Even if we're lucky to find a spouse who we really, really relate to, we get married, there's going to be something that we find annoying, that we find difficult about that long-term relationship. It's the same thing with any employer. So for a job seeker, what are you prepared to compromise on, and what are you not prepared to compromise on? And then one final note for the job seekers. And I know the situation right now with the Naira is complex, and I'm not prepared to talk about geopolitics or anything. But I know everybody wants to get a high salary. Everybody wants to get paid more. We all have expenses that we need. We have bills that we need to pay. And I know for many job seekers, many workers, the first thing they're looking for in the next job is, can you give me, how much more can you give me compared to what I'm making now? And I think, frankly speaking, I understand where this comes from. We all have expenses. Cost of living is going up. But what I would really push you on is beyond just a higher salary. What is it that you want from your job? You probably have many years ahead of you. And so if you take a high-paying job, which deprives you the ability to grow, or the most high-paying job, but you don't learn anything for the next 5 years while you collect that paycheck, you are going to be worse off than your colleague, your compatriot, who took a slightly lower paying job, but that gave them a brand on their resume, which is going to be recognizable. That gave them a mentor or a boss who was going to help them over the course of their career. That gave them a chance to learn a skill that they were going to leverage for the rest of their career. There is so much more that you can get out of a job than just what they pay you, just the base salary, right? Hey, there are certain people, if you paid me $1 million a year, I wouldn't work for them because they're horrible and their businesses are horrible and I don't want to be a part of it, right? And I know that not everyone has the luxury to be as picky as possible, go and earn money for yourself and your family. But I'm just telling you, don't compromise on your values as much as you can, and look for those other things that are going to pay off over the long term. All right. Over the course of your career is a very, very long time. And I imagine many people on this call are early or mid-career. And so that extra, whatever it is, 200, like an extra 10 or 20%, if it means you're going to be working in a horrible work environment with a terrible boss who makes your life miserable, and then you go home every night and you're horrible to live with, you're going to regret it. Okay. So look beyond just the base compensation when you're evaluating your next job. Okay. Obviously, the money is important. Obviously, you have bills that you need to pay. But as you can, consider those other factors. Because quite frankly, I have found over the course of my own career, generally the higher the pay, the worse the job. And until I started working for myself, and then I finally found something that was high paying and enjoyable. But be mindful about those other things and what else you can get from a job other than just the comp on offer. Anyway, I know some of this sometimes falls on deaf ears, but every time I'm in the room with job seekers, I want to encourage you. What else can you get from your work besides that number on your pay slip? Okay, guys, that's really all I have for today. I appreciate your attention. If you want to connect with me, I encourage you to follow me on LinkedIn. I'm just search for Spencer Campbell Impact on LinkedIn, or visit my website, and I'm happy to chat with any job seeker if you'd like additional advice, or you can just read some of my writing on there. Thank you so much, and thank you, Aloha, for organizing this. I really think it's going to be a great event. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Spencer. Thank you so much. By the way, Spencer and I worked together when we were with New Globe, and Spencer is that boss that you can always reach out to. So Spencer was VP Talent Acquisition when I was with New Globe, and just as he said, understand that a job can, give you the right people, which was one thing my last job did, give me the right people, and Spencer was one of them. I have other of them on this call as well. So you want to look at something maybe beyond money for you, what's going on, Spencer. We appreciate the fact that you took out time to do this for us. Now, over to Shogo, please.
Spencer, thank you very much for that insightful session. I'm sure I have jotted down some things that will be able to help me as I move on in my career. And I'm sure other job seekers also have been able to pick down a point or two from your session. To the job seekers or employers, I don't know if there's any one of us that has one question or the other for Spencer. So you can quickly answer before we move on to the question and answer. Anyone? Okay, so I presume, okay, I think someone is there. Okay, no one. So the next session now is the question and answer session. For the job seekers and employers, this is the opportunity for us to ask any and every question that we may have, or if you need any clarification on the job fair or what is expected of you this is the opportunity for you to ask your questions now and seek your clarification. So if there is anyone that has questions or clarifications, please raise your hand. Would unmute your mic and you can go from there. Thank you very much. Anyone? I have questions for a lot. The question could also be for Spencer. Anyone? Hello, can we? I believe you can hear me, but you probably do not have much questions to ask. Okay, I see someone. Okay, please go ahead. Oh, sorry, Aisha, please go ahead. Oh, gift. I thought you got your hand. Gift, you can go ahead. Please. I thought you got your hand. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone from Nigeria. Greetings to wherever you are. Okay, my question is for Spencer. Thank you very much, Spencer, for taking time to talk to the job seekers. So, your advice is that we should, not look at the financial aspect of it, but focus more on what a job can give to us. My question is this: what if, as a digital marketer, for example, you are being employed as a content creator and you accept the offer and everything, then you get into the company and you realize that you are doing more than just being a content creator. Do you think at that point you should ask for a raise, or you should take just the lessons in it? Probably you come in, you discover that you are running adverts, you are developing websites, you are doing just more than creating content for the social media, maybe what they employ you for. So how do you handle that?
Totally. It's a very fair question, and generally you should not. The expectation is that you don't need to do work that you're not being compensated for. However, I would say that while it doesn't feel like it at the time, a job where they ask you to do more than you anticipated is a blessing in disguise. Because it may be the case that you go back to your current employer and you ask for a raise and they say no. Many of those organizations that are taking advantage of those people, they won't give you more money. But the skill that you are mastering, the ability that you're learning on this job is valuable in the market, right? Every day in the job is a free master's degree. It's a free bachelor's degree. You're learning a skill as long as you're doing something of value. If you're working on this job every day, you're not learning anything, yeah, find a way out as soon as possible. But I would try to get the raise, try to negotiate and try to get more. But if you cannot, I wouldn't despair, because the skill set that you are learning is the thing that you're going to be able to leverage to get a higher paying job somewhere else, right? You are every day that you spend in that job, you are accumulating expertise, which you will be able to go to the market and sell to somebody else who recognizes your worth. I read some article in HBR or somewhere. It advised job seekers who want to maximize their salary to change jobs every 3 years, because it's always easier to do this negotiation with a different employer than your current employer. It's easier to negotiate for a higher salary outside than it is to negotiate for a raise, which is insane. But many employers, they aren't willing to negotiate with their own people the same way they are to negotiate with an outsider. Now, again, you just heard me give a whole speech. I don't necessarily think always trying to get the highest salary is the right thing to do. But if you're doing a lot more than just creating content, try to get the raise. But even if you can't, you've still come out ahead, because you've got a skill set now that you can go and sell to somebody else who will recognize that value. Hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question, and thank you, Spencer, for providing a detailed response to that. Aishat, please you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Please, hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can, but there's some sort of background noise.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My question is also to Spencer. I would like to ask, for someone who wants to transition into a new career path, for example, I'm a customer service experience for over 2 years, and I decide to transition into project management. I would like to confirm what procedure am I supposed to take in order to get my first job. It may not be a paying job, probably volunteering or internship. And I've been having issue with the interview process because I'm unable to put together what how will I be able to ace the interview without a prior experience in project management, just only the knowledge. I don't have the previous experience. So I want to ask, how do I go about it, and how will I be able to ace an interview for this new career path?
Okay, great. And yes, there was background noise, but I think I got the crux of your question. Just repeating it for the group, but just so everybody could hear it. When I'm switching to a new career, switching from customer service, I think I heard, into project management, how do I get that first interview? How do I make a switch? And I wrote something recently on LinkedIn advising people who are coming back from a career break on tips to get their first job. I would encourage you guys to go and read that, because it gives an answer that I think a lot of what I wrote there is quite applicable to this situation in my experience. Because the very brief answer is, when you're career switching, the problem that you have is one of plausibility. Okay, so remember, for an employer, when they're making a hiring decision, it's very risky. They hire the wrong person, it's horrible. The hiring manager looks stupid, maybe a lot of things go wrong. It's a very risky decision. And when things are risky, you try to make a safe choice. And so if my decision is to hire you, a project manager who has not done it before, or I hire some other guy who has been doing this for 5 years, the less risky thing to do for me as the employer is to hire the person who's more of a sure thing. Okay, so I want you to put that in your mind, is that that's what you're up against, is that employers might feel risky. They might feel like, oh, I'm not so sure about hiring you because you haven't done this in the past. Okay, that's what's in the back of their mind. Even if they don't say it, that may be what they're thinking. So for you, as you make this switch, you need to find some way to make this a little bit less risky, make it a little bit more safe for the employer to hire you. And likely the best way to do that is to tap your network. You want somebody to go and tell the hiring decision makers, you need to get introduced, basically. Your network is going to be very valuable here. They can say, hey, she may have been doing customer service jobs before, but I saw how that applied. And I can vouch for her. I can say this person is the real deal. So thinking about your network, who do you know who might be able to help you get in front of decision makers and have someone give you a shot? You also mentioned some other good ideas about internships, about volunteering. How can you just start doing this in a capacity, on a part-time basis, on a volunteer basis? How can you start doing this new domain? Like moving into a technical job. Anybody can go on YouTube and learn any programming language and start producing projects that you can share with the world. And that's how you address, hey, can this person do this work? You show them your portfolio, you show them what you can do. And that explains a little bit. The other thing you can do is you can go on platforms like Upwork or other ones, and you can compete on price. You can offer your services for less than your competitors, and there may be some employers or people who are looking to hire, and because you're not, they might hire you because you're the cheapest option, and that's really valuable for them. And by getting some of those cheaper or volunteer projects under your belt, you're building that portfolio in your new industry. Don't be afraid to do something small or something part-time or something like that on a volunteer basis to build that portfolio as you make the switch. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Go and read the LinkedIn post for more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Spencer, once again. Aisha, I hope that answered a question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. Is there any other person that has question or clarification we're trying to seek? I don't see anything from employers. If you have any employer on this call, please you can unmute your mic and ask any question or clarification that you need for this virtual job fair. Aisha, you can drop your hand now. Anyone? Okay, for me, I have a question, and this is from the angle of the employers. For example, if for this job fair, I have some particular roles I need to fill, but I do not get the CVs or resumes that are in line with that particular role. Is it possible I make a request to the team, to the project, get a job team, and they help me get possible CVs for this criteria? For example, I'm trying to get the technical operator to run a bleaching machine, and we don't have resumes to screen for that. Is it possible I make a request to the project, get a job team, and they would help me get CVs for this role?
Hi, Sheku. I was struggling to hear you. Can you take that again?
Okay, let me. I'm saying, for example, from an employer's point of view, I'm employing for Shalina Healthcare Nigeria Limited. If I need some technical roles, for example, a blistering operator, I need an operator to run a blistering machine, and we don't have resumes for that. I'm just assuming that there are no resumes for that. Can I make a direct request to the project to get a job team? Oh, and so role and so number of people. Is this something that is possible? The job would also bring. Is this something the employers would enjoy?
Are you saying after the fair, you need somebody for, you need resumes for a role, or are you saying this before the fair, you need this? Because at this point, we already have hiring teams who have registered to be part of the fair. They've listed the roles they are looking at. However, some of the roles might change before May. So I want to really understand your question so I can give you a direct answer.
Okay, so my question now is, for example, I have a role I'm supposed to fill. And during the job fair, we don't have people for that particular role. Is it possible I make a direct request to the project to get a job team? Oh, I need maybe a captain to pilot a plane, and I don't have someone, I don't have resumes for that. Is it possible I send a request to the project to get a job team and see if the resumes for this report?
Yes, that's very possible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So we still have 17 minutes to the end of the session. I don't know if anyone else has a question or clarification for the team. This is the best chance and opportunity for us to do that. Okay, listen. I see you have your hand raised. Please, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So my question goes like this. Please, can I get the link to the LinkedIn post? He has been mentioning a LinkedIn post. Please, can I get the link? So it's maybe you can drop it in the comment section so you can get to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PC. I think that question should be directed to Spencer. Spencer, could you please help with the link to this particular LinkedIn post and drop in the comment section? You can also link to your
Yeah, let me share it with Aloho, because I've I don't see how to on Teams to leave a chat. I don't have a chat or comment section on here, guys. Or if I can get an invite to the Telegram, I'll also share it through there. But happy to share it with you guys, no problem.
Okay, I think Telegram is much better, so everyone will have access to that.
Yeah, so that's fine.
So-
I'll get the link from Spencer. We'll send an email after this, and we'll also share it on Telegram.
Okay. So Isi, I think that answers your question. And yes, for the job seekers on this pod, please, if you've not joined, if you are yet to join our Telegram group, I would admonish us to join the group. This is where we will get constant updates and on the virtual job fair and any requirements that we need from you as a job seeker. This is where you get the constant update. So please, I would encourage you all to join this Telegram group if you have not joined. Thank you. So any more questions, clarifications? We still have a little bit of time on hand for the end this information session. Isi, are
Okay,
you
okay.
still raising?
Yes, I am.
It's correct.
Can I speak?
Yes, you have the floor, please.
Okay, so she mentioned something about a fair. I think please, I'm sorry. I came really late for this meeting. I was in a meeting already. So our meeting ended past 6. So I came really late for this meeting. And I think I've not gotten a hold of a lot that's gone on this group. So can I get the link? Can I know how to join the Telegram? I just Telegram, and she mentioned something about a fair of job, something like that. So I really want to understand that better. I'm sorry for coming late, please. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay,
Thank
it's fine.
Okay.
It's
Go ahead.
fine. About the job fair. So all of this event itself is an informational session for the job fair that we are going to be having in May. This event itself is to explain what the job fair is going to look like and, giving you advice. That's why we have Spencer on board to give you advice as a job seeker and to give advice to employers on how to leverage the job fair to ensure that, your desires are met, both from the job seeker's perspective and the employer's perspective. Now, we're having this job fair on the 1st and 2nd of May. And it's going to be a virtual job fair. Like I already said, the essence of the job fair is to ensure that hiring teams get the kind of talent they are looking out for easily. They have a wide range of talent pool. We've received applications from job seekers, a lot of them from different fields. And we're going to be sharing job seekers' profile with employers. So basically, that's it. I don't know if I've answered your question. I think there's another question you asked. Can't remember that now.
I asked for the link to the Telegram group as well. And you also mentioned you've received application. Please, where can I apply? I'm really sorry. Please.
Oh,
where can
okay.
Yes.
You can apply through our website. Can we send you? Okay, so I'm trying to understand. Did you get an invite to be in this informational session, or somebody shared the link to this event
No.
with you?
I did read. I think I saw this somewhere, but I can't remember precisely. I did register, so I got an invite. Yes, I got an invite. I did set it on my Google Calendar, so it reminded me that I had a meeting this moment, and I went. And, yes.
Okay. Is it possible for you to reach out to me? I'll send you the link to our website. You can register for the fair itself there.
Please, I would love to. Or how can I do that, please?
You can send me a message on LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes, I am.
Okay, my name is Eloho Akaka on LinkedIn. You can just send me a message on LinkedIn. I'll send you all the information you need, both where to register for the fair as well as the link to the Telegram.
Okay, I got the first name. I did not get the second name, please.
It's Eloho Akaka.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Janet, you have your hand raised. Please go ahead. Aisha, Saturday, on Saturday, please hold
Yeah,
on.
my name is Janet Olukayode. My question is for everyone that is a job seeker, of which I'm part of. When Ella was speaking, she said that there's going to be screening of candidates who have already applied, and that they are going, the ones who meet the criteria, the screening criteria will be moved to another lounge. I hope I understand that. I just want to know, since I believe a lot of candidates will apply, those who will be screened out, will they be told why they were screened out so they can go and get they can go and improve on whatever they did wrong? Probably their LinkedIn is not optimized, or maybe their CVs are not properly, is not optimized or properly presented, because a lot of people don't know how to do some of these things. They may have the experience, they may have the qualification, but due to information or lack of information on a lot of factors, they might not really know how to put these things properly in their on their LinkedIn pages or on their CVs, and those set of people might be left behind. And it's very possible that very talented candidates might be part of this pool. So are they going to be told why, so they could go back and improve on themselves, probably for subsequent, if any? It's just a general question on behalf of all job seekers.
Okay, thank you, Janet, for that question. And it's a very, very relevant question. Now, that's why we have the general Telegram group. Our idea is not to disable the group after this event, because we are looking at having another job fair after this. So for candidates who didn't do well, we're going to tell you why you didn't do well at each stage. If you didn't do well at the resume screening stage, we would let you know. If you didn't do well at the psychometric testing stage, we would let you know what happened and why. That's why we have a lot of data. We have a data analyst in our team. So we are presenting you with facts. Now, the reason we have the Telegram group, that general Telegram group, is so that we can, from time to time, teach you what you need to do, how you can do better for subsequent opportunities. So yes, we are going to let you know. For those who wouldn't pull through, we are going to let you know why you didn't pull through and how, not just why, and how you can do better.
Oh, thank you, Janet. I believe that answers your question. Right?
Yes, I'm okay with that
Okay.
response.
Okay, thank you. Saturday, please, you have the floor. You can unmute your mic and go ahead to ask your question. Thank you. Hello, Saturday, are you there? You have your hand raised. Please, you can go ahead and mute your mic. Okay, while we wait for Saturday, please, Aisha, you have your hand raised. You have the floor, please.
All right, thank you. So please, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. So my question is, or more of like a clarification. I understand that there will be a screening process, then a psychometric test. So after I must have passed that, there will be an interview process. So my preference while applying is a remote opportunity. And Eloha mentioned that the interview phase might be physical or a video call. So I want to confirm for myself that chose a remote opportunity as my preference. Can my interview also be a video call and not a physical one? Thank you.
Okay, so believing I get you to, I'm trying to see if I got you correctly. You are asking if the interviews are going to be virtual, in a nutshell. Is that what it is?
Yes, please.
Okay, so interviews are going to be virtual. All interviews are going to be virtual because it's a virtual job fair. Even the fair itself is going to be virtual, so interviews are going to be virtual as well.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, my mic was on mute. We have 5 minutes to the end of this session. Thank you very much, Aishat. And hello, Isi, please, you have the floor. You can unmute your mic.
Yes, sorry, please. I just wanted to say hi to Elo. I've sent her a DM. I've sent you a message on LinkedIn, please. My name is Israel Hussein. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll respond shortly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Isi. Please, you can quickly go to your question. 5 minutes. You have the floor, please.
Hello, please, can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
Hello? Okay, please, I want to ask, for those of you that are hosting this job fair, should I say this program, what is your gain? I mean, are we going to pay you, like when we get a job, is there a percentage from us, the job seekers, or is the percentage from the employers, for selecting us? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. So for this fair, it's entirely free, 100% free. We are not charging employers, we are not charging job seekers. Maybe subsequent fairs would work on that, but for now, this fair is entirely free. So would be advising you, put your best foot forward and grab this opportunity. I'll use this opportunity very well.
Okay, thank you, Elo. So we'll be taking the last question now. Israel, you have your hand raised. This will be the last question I'll be taking for today. Thank you. Where is the question?
I don't think I have any questions. Sorry for that, please. But I just wanted to say thank you for this session, and I'm really grateful. Although I came late, I'm really happy I joined because I don't know what I would have missed. Thank you very much.
Okay. This will be the last person we'll be taking today. So go ahead.
Okay, please. I just want to ask, can we please have Spencer's LinkedIn profile link or something so we can all? I just want to personally follow him or something or connect with him. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. He said he's going to share that with Elo and she on the Telegram session. But we can, before he shares, his name is Spencer Campbell. His full name is Spencer Campbell, so we can easily go to LinkedIn site Campbell with the double L. So with this, we've come to the end of the information session. I really want to appreciate everyone coming out and giving their best. Spencer, thank you. Elo, thank you. And to the job seekers and employers that made it to this session, we really appreciate you. We understand we had some challenges with the network, but glad we're able to overcome that. For those that couldn't make this session, I know some of the job seekers are friends, and also we can easily enlighten our friends on what this virtual job fair is all about. Once again, thank you very much for everyone for joining this session. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.